All right, let's jump right in. The world of technology moves so fast, it's almost impossible to keep up. But what if we just hit pause? What if we looked at everything that happened in a single 24-hour period? It's not just a random collection of headlines. It's actually a story.
So, what does one day in tech really show us? Well, it's this incredible snapshot of a massive ongoing conflict. You've got this huge battle for the future being fought in boardrooms, a pretty stark warning about the dangers we're living with right now, and a really fascinating glimpse of what's just around the corner.
And that battle, it really kicks off with the biggest gold rush of our time, artificial intelligence. I mean, this isn't just about who can build the smartest chatbot. It's a high-stakes war zone where billions of dollars are on the line and corporate secrets are the ultimate prize.
And you can see just how intense this whole thing is because the fight for AI dominance is already spilling into the courtroom. We're seeing what feels like a whole new era of corporate espionage. I mean, case in point, the data labeling giant Scale AI is suing its rival, Mercor. And they're not just accusing them of poaching an employee, but of stealing priceless trade secrets. It's just a perfect example of how cutthroat the game has become.
So why all the drama? Why is the fight so fierce? Well, it probably has something to do with this number, $90 billion. That's the estimated value of one company, OpenAI, which is literally rewriting the rules for the entire industry. When that kind of money is at stake, you can bet people will do anything for an edge. But, that kind of pressure, it also makes people careless. And that creates some massive security holes.
For years, companies have put their faith in something called data loss prevention, or DLP. The easiest way to think about it is like a digital security guard. It's a whole suite of tools designed to make sure your company's crown jewels don't just walk out the front door. It's supposed to be the standard defense. But here's the kicker. That traditional security guard, it's completely blind to one of the biggest new threats out there. We're talking about employees just pasting sensitive company data, internal emails, secret documents, even the source code for your main product directly into public AI models like ChatGPT. And most DLP tools, they can't see it happening. It's a huge gaping blind spot that pretty much undermines everything else. And that AI blind spot, it's really the perfect example of a much bigger problem. While all these tech giants are busy fighting over what the future's going to look like, the digital world we're all using right now is absolutely riddled with weak links. The present is way more fragile than you might think. And I'm not talking about some far-off abstract threat. Like right now, the US Cybersecurity Agency, CISA, is sending out alerts about a vulnerability in a super common Wi-Fi extender. And its severity score? It's a staggering 8.8 out of 10. And the scariest part is that it is currently being actively exploited by attackers. It could be in millions of homes and offices right now. The danger isn't just lurking in our hardware either. It's also in the information we consume. A recent analysis from Wired put it bluntly. X, the platform we all used to call Twitter, has become a supercharger for dangerous disinformation. Especially during breaking news events, when you need clarity the most, the platform's changes have made it almost impossible to tell what's real and what's not. But we have to look past the code and the hacks and the crazy valuations because all of this tech has very real, very profound consequences for actual people. We've got to look at the corporate and consumer realities, and honestly, some of them are pretty tough to swallow. A recent investigation from Wired brought to light this absolutely harrowing story from the world of surrogacy, an industry that's become really popular in wealthy tech circles. It's a tragic story about a venture capitalist and her surrogate. And it just rips the lid off of how shockingly unregulated that whole industry is and what can happen when a deeply human process gets treated like just another tech transaction. It's a powerful and frankly disturbing reminder of the human cost when innovation gets way ahead of ethics. And then in the exact same 24-hour news cycle, on the complete other end of the seriousness spectrum, you have this. After 15 years, Instagram is finally launching a proper iPad app. The contrast is just jarring, isn't it? On one hand, you've got a story that raises these massive ethical questions about life and technology, and on the other, a multi-billion-dollar company finally gets around to delivering a basic feature people have been asking for over a decade. I mean, that's the wild spectrum of tech's impact right there. But this snapshot of a day in tech isn't all doom and gloom. It's not all danger and dysfunction. It also gives us this truly inspiring glimpse of what's on the horizon, pointing to breakthroughs that could totally redefine what computing can even do. So get this, Microsoft just published some game-changing research on something called analog optical computing.
What does that even mean? Well, instead of using electricity to do all the number crunching, it uses light. The potential here is absolutely staggering. It promises to solve the same mind-bendingly complex problems as today's supercomputers, but using just a tiny fraction of the energy. This isn't just an improvement, it's a whole new way of thinking about computing power.
And this kind of stuff isn't just happening in a Microsoft research lab somewhere. This future is being funded right now. There's a Finnish startup called IQM that works on quantum computing, another one of these next-generation technologies, and it just hit a valuation of over $1 billion. It's officially a unicorn. It just goes to show you that the smart money has a ton of confidence in this next wave of computing. So when you take it all in, the corporate battles, the hidden dangers, the very real human costs, and then this incredible promise for the future, all from just one day, it kind of leaves you with one big question. As technology keeps accelerating at this insane pace, are we actually building a better future? Or are we just building a more complicated and maybe even a more dangerous one? It's definitely something to think about.